Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Nitish here, and in this video we will learn about how to create a simple data flow in the Power BI service. Since this session gonna be the practical session, so let's get into the demo part now. So I am in the browser now, and as you can see here I have already logged in into the Power BI service with my Power BI credential. So to create a data flow in the Power BI service, initially we has to go to the workspace, and I have the workspace available called Tech Explore DM. So let me get into that. Once we are in the workspace, then we need to click on New, and we will find the option called Data Flow there. Okay, so let's hit on this. The moment I hit on the data flow option, you can see here there are four different options available to create the data flow. But since we are gonna create the data flow which is very simple or maybe from scratch, so I'll go with the first option. The other three options we will discuss in the later sessions. So let's click on add new table, the first option. The moment I click on this add new tables, you can see here this Power Query window has been opened for us, and these are the different connections which are available, to which business or users can connect and get the data, right, in the data flow. So since I'm using the SQL Server as a source, so I'll type SQL in the search, and as you can see here this SQL Server database connection is available. So let me hit on this. The moment I hit on this is what the configuration that we have to do, right? And one very important point regarding the connection I wanted to tell you guys. The SQL Server that I am connecting, it is installed locally locally, or I would say it is installed in my machine. So this is nothing but the on-premise version of the SQL Server. Okay, so whenever we wanted to pull the data from on-premise SQL Server into the Power BI service, we need a gateway connection. Okay, so gateway should be configured, right? So I have already configured the gateway for my SQL Server database, so I will be able to connect. And whenever you guys are trying at home, make sure the data gateway has been configured with your SQL Server so that you will be able to fetch the data from your SQL Server database. Okay, so let's proceed and mention the server detail initially. So this is what my server detail, and let's put the database name as well. So this is what the database name that we wanted to connect, right? So the moment I put the database entry here, you can look at it has already taken the connection string, because this is what I have already configured in my gateway. So it is I mean picking automatically, and now the only that I has to do is click on connect. The moment I do that, I am able to access all the database object here. So you can see here, I have access to the view, I have access to the table and functions as well, right? Now, now let's add some table into the data flow. Okay, so I'm gonna go and add the table called fact internet sales, and after that I'm gonna go and add the product, and I'm gonna add the dim date as well, right? So these are the three tables that I want to include in my data flow. So these tables are already elected. Now click on transform data, because we wanted to perform some neat and clean operations also on top of these tables. Ultimately, we wanted to, transform my tables, right? So let's hit on transform data. So the moment you clicked on the transform data, you can see here this is a similar window which is available in the Power BI desktop and the Excel version as well, right? And these are the three tables which are included in here. Okay, so let's do some transformation on top of these tables. So uh, I think yeah, so I could see some columns available here which are not required at all, right? So let's remove these column. So I selected all these column and right click and clicking on remove column. The moment I do that, there is a step has been added to the applied step here, you can see, right? And this step is nothing but a data transformation step, which is deleting the uh, column from the table, right? Let's do this similar exercise for product table and the fact internet sales as well. So here also we have the couple of columns which are not required at all for this table. So let's delete these columns and let's do this similar exercise to fact internet sales table as well. Okay, so I have applied one transformation in all the tables. Now I wanted to apply a second transformation, which is nothing but the transformation for order date, due date, and ship date column. I could see it is showing the date along with the time part. So I don't want the time part to be included. So let me right click and change the data type of these column from date time to date. So this is the additional transformation that we have added into the fact internet sales, and you can see here this is the additional step also added in the applied step section, right? And the same you can see in the advanced editor tab also, right? So all the transformation steps are recording here, right? So you can look at this. Okay, change data type and removed column, both the transformation has been added into the advanced editor tab. This is nothing but your am language. Okay, data transformation language. So since we have applied the data transformation now on all the tables, and now the data looks clean. So what we can do, we can include or we can load these table into the data flow. Okay, so to do that, let's hit on this save and close. The moment I do that, these tables are now part of the data flow. You can look at here, and now we need to give some name. So I'm just giving this data flow name as test data flow. Okay, or let's say give some other name like advent adventure works dw underscore data flow. Okay, so this is what the name that I have given. Let me click on save. The moment I do that, uh, it is saying this data flow was not closed properly last time. Would you like to try recover? No. Okay, so let me click on no. So as you can see here, these are the three different table has been loaded to the data flow now, and you can look at the schema also, the number of columns and the data type, the number of columns which are loaded in this table along with the data type, and you can find the similar information for other tables as well. Okay, now one important thing that I wanted to tell about the data flow. Whenever we create the data flow first time and uh, load the number of table and save the data flow, we need to refresh the data flow. Okay, if it doesn't do that, the table will not have any data available into the data flow. Okay, so they will be blank. Okay, so keep remember, whenever you are creating a data flow and saving that, refresh your data flow first time so that it will have the data available in all the tables. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to go and close this now, and this is what the data flow which is available in my workspace now, right? So we have created this data flow, and now the only thing that we has to do is to refresh. Okay, so this is nothing but the ad hoc refresh option. We need to hit this one so that whatever the table which are included in this particular data flow, they will have the data. Okay, so let me hit on this. So it has starting the refresh. As you can see, the data refresh has been started, and you can see it is spinning here as well, right? So uh, it is refreshing the data now. So till then, please bear with me. It will not take much time, so please bear with me. And guys, one more thing, that refresh is able to do because I have already configured the gateway and the connection string for the SQL Server. That's why this refresh is able to happen. Otherwise, it will fail. Okay, if the gateway is not configured for the SQL Server, right, then this refresh is not gonna work. It will fail. So make sure whenever you are trying to do similar exercise at your machine, make sure we are installing the gateway and configuring the gateway for the SQL Server database. So it is still refreshing. Please bear with me. Yep. So as you can see here, guys, now the refresh has been completed, and now uh, the tables which are part of this data flow will have the data available. Okay, so that's how, guys, we create the data flow in the Power BI service. So let's proceed to the PPT now. Yeah, so that's it, guys, for this video, and in the next video we will learn about like how to create the report with the created data flow, right? So we have created this data flow. Now we will create the report out of it. Okay, so this is what we will look into the next session. So thank you, guys. And if you like this video, guys, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.